So, on the precise example of India and the National Foundation that you're running, what are the solutions and the tools that you are implementing to make these stakeholders work together?
So this is a tough one, but we need to work together. I would say that we have not been very successful in India in ensuring that diverse stakeholders come together. However, we've been able to create mandates around at least some specific rights. For instance, just last year, Government of India, based largely on civil society pressure, has now got a new act called the Right to Food Act. Just a few years before that, we had got the Right to Education Act. So there is a slow progress that's happening between, say, civil society and government coming together. But I think the actual fruits of these acts will reach the poorest of the poor only when all the stakeholders come together. And that's a range of actions which will start from addressing governance, accountability deficits, by ensuring that we have a far more robust democracy, by ensuring that really the poorest of the poor are able to participate in their own developmental processes and decision making. I think that's really the critical piece where people need to participate. And once people who are poor and whose issues are being discussed, they start becoming partners in change and development, I think we'll start seeing results.
Okay, thank you. Changing of topics, your role at the Global Call for Action Against Poverty. You've been working, as I said, on working groups for the 2015 agenda, the post-2015 agenda. Sorry. What is your main sector, your main scope of action on this, and what are the things that you want to push forward?
My work at the global level is built on my learnings from India. And again, on the post-2015 agenda, we are trying to say that don't look at questions of poverty from a unidimensional lens. It can't be about extreme poverty. We have to bring in notions of justice. Because if you look at the current MDGs, it just focuses on, at times I think it's pretty odd that it says only 50% of the hungry should be taken out of the cycle of hunger. We think that it's ethically and morally unacceptable. How can you say that 50% can continue to be in hunger? We're talking about 21st century. Here I think we need to be backing our aspirations by saying that nobody would go hungry. And to achieve that, it cannot be a focus on people who earn only less than $1.25. We've been constantly saying that we also need to look at structures that create poverty. One is to try and bring them out. That's what MDGs talked of. But we are saying with this experience, let's move ahead and say that let's also tackle questions which create poverty. For instance, environmental degradation. For instance, gender injustice. Those are questions we are now saying should be at the forefront. So ensure environmental justice, ensure livelihood security, ensure gender justice, ensure a basic human rights framework, ensure that the most excluded are at the center of debate. And then you can probably look at a more comprehensive post-2015 agenda.
So that would be your main message to the UN in 2 weeks' time, right?
Yeah, that's been the message that we've been giving. In addition, we've also been talking of governance accountability. So these are some of the key messages on which we have been working, and it's been quite a struggle. But I must also say, at least so far, the UN has been extremely responsive, and the UN has also been talking of transformative shifts, moving way beyond the MDGs. But let's see how now the intergovernmental process goes, which starts from September, later this month.